My name is Ruben Peralta, and I was deported to Honduras in March 19. And I want to say, man, the U.S. government is doing bad to us. And the first time, I was working in Thompson, Illinois, federal prison, so that way I can get a little bit of money when they deport me back to my country.
So basically, you were imprisoned in the U.S. for some period of time, and during your term of imprisonment, you worked you worked in the prison and were banking money into your account.
Absolutely.
Okay, and then you ultimately were released from prison, and then I guess at that point they give you your money, right?
They give me my money, but they giving me some cards.
So they gave you your money on a debit card. Now, just kind of to quickly help people who don't know anything about you make sense of the big picture before we go into the details.
Okay.
So you were imprisoned in the U.S.
Yes, sir.
For some period of time.
Yes, sir.
I don't know, if you want to talk about that or you don't want to talk about that. It's up to you. But ultimately, you were deported after you finished your term.
Yes, sir.
So immediately after finishing your prison term, they deported you.
Yes.
So were you? Am I right to then understand that you were released from Federal Bureau of Prisons custody directly into ICE custody?
To ICE custody. Yes, sir. Yes,
That's
sir.
how it worked. You went straight out of prison and straight with someone.
They
From
was
ICE?
right there to pick me up and booking. Yes, sir.
I see.
Hmm.
Okay, so then you made your way through that system. Ultimately, you were deported to your home country of.
Yes, sir.
What's your home country?
Honduras.
Okay, and they gave you the money that you rightfully earned for your
Absolutely.
work
I
in
work hard.
prison. Maybe you can show me the card. They gave you the money that you earned on what?
They give me the money. Federal prison give me the money in this card. It's my
Okay.
it's my
Is it all
picture.
right if I look at
Yes,
that?
sir.
This number is no longer active, right? It's been canceled.
Not that one yet.
Okay, so I don't want to show that
It's
because
okay. Don't worry about
no,
it.
I don't want people
Okay.
to see the number. I'll cover it up.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So here, I'll cover it up. So this is these are your federal prison funds. Let me just make sure it's not on the back. Okay. So they gave you money on that card. Okay,
And then,
you have another card here.
yes,
Though.
sir. And I'm going to explain you right now.
Okay, I'm ready.
When
I'm ready to listen.
when immigration picked me up, they took me to a county, to the state of Missouri. And the county switched my money from this car to this car. So when I get my property in San Pedro Sula, I see that I got two cars, and I was like
Don't show me that because
okay,
it's got an active.
and I was like this is already
Yeah,
canceled.
just don't show me the one.
I was
that's
like
active
why
anymore.
I got two cars over here? So I called my wife and I told her, hey, it's a car, bank card right here with me. I giving her all the information in this car. She called over there and she found out that county in the state of Missouri switched that money from the first car to the second car. And none of these cars work, not even in Honduras and not even here in Guatemala. So basically, I'm broke. They stole my money, or I don't know what did they do. Es que they going to refund my money because my wife, they already canceled this car, and they told my wife, they asked my wife all the information about me to make sure it's me. So my wife, they canceled this car, and they're going to send another car, but it's going to be in the mail, maybe 4, 5 days, 1 week, 2 weeks. But I'm over here broke with no money. When I supposed to have money because I work hard in prison, in the kitchen, maintenance, cleaning for this money. And the federal immigration do this to me. This is sad. This is terrible. What the U.S. government is doing
So
with the people is going back. to the original country we are.
Yeah, so I'm just interested, like, so basically, I mean, the bureaucracy can sometimes be painful, and so you're released from federal prison, you're given your money on card number one, then because you were transferred into ICE custody, they were holding you in county, and when you got to county, rather than leave your card as is in your personal possessions, they actually moved it from one account to another and issued you another card.
And they not even told me nothing
And
about.
so I think what I'm just guessing, but you're saying that ICE held you in a county jail until you were deported.
Yes, sir.
So maybe I'm right to understand to think that they then the county jail mistakenly, or maybe that was just their policy. Anybody who comes into county needs their money to be within their system, but then ICE takes you directly out of the country, and your money's still stuck in a local county system.
Yes, sir.
And so basically, they have made it. We don't know if it's going to be impossible, but certainly incredibly difficult for you to access your money.
Absolutely. My wife, she got like 3 4 hour hard time yesterday calling and getting in line and everything with these people, and these people giving her a lot of
How
time.
much money do you have on you right
To
now?
be honest, and me right now,
Yeah,
cash money,
yeah.
I have one quetzal.
I'm listening.
I got one quetzal, and
For
then
the American audience, that's about 20 cents.
20 cents exactly. And yeah, it's terrible. It's sad. You know what I mean? What are they doing with us? You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. I just want to people see this video, and in the government too. Maybe people work in the government. You know what I mean? They snap. You know what I mean? We're going to get these people out of the country, at least we're going to do these people right. If they work in prison and they deserve that money, we're going to give it them US dollar cash, so that way we can spend it.
It certainly sounds logical to me that you would that if you are being deported, that you would be deported with cash in your pocket.
Absolutely. And thanks God, thanks Jehovah. Then I got my wife over there, and she been homie, Isabel Peralta in Las Cruces, New Mexico. She been sending me a little bit of money so that way I can get a bus ticket, to get to my destination. My destination right now is Playa del Carmen, Quintana Roo. I'm going to work hard over there. So, so that way I can restart my life again, and I hope everything is good, but that is the reason I'm making this video with these good men that I found in the road, because I want to know, what I want is to these people is stop to doing this. You know what I mean? Because this is terrible. Like I already repeat this like 3 times. It's terrible, terrible, terrible. What are they doing? I'm over here right now, hungry. You know what I mean? In the street. You know what I'm saying? Because because I have enough money when I get out of federal prison to get to my destination. So now I don't know what I'm going to do. I have to wait for my family to help me a little bit.
So we're sitting here, as we sit here, have this conversation. It's March 20th, right? 2025. And I'm wondering if you can tell me, so you're from Honduras.
I'm from Honduras, yes, sir.
And we're in Flores, Guatemala right now, but of course you would have been deported to your home country of Honduras.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
What
sir.
day did you arrive in Honduras?
Tuesday 19,
Tuesday of which month?
this month.
So Tuesday of March 19th. Wait, that's yesterday. Then yesterday was a Wednesday. So basically, how many days ago did you arrive in Honduras?
Yesterday was a Wednesday.
Yeah, yesterday was Wednesday. I think. Yeah. Today is Thursday, March 20th.
I just got deported. Uh, I stayed one night in San Pedro Sula. I spent another night in Morales, Guatemala, and this is going to be my third night
Okay. Yeah.
over
So,
here.
so the dates don't matter. That's your story. So
Mm-hmm.
you basically You arrived in Honduras the night before last.
Was a Tuesday,
Okay. Yeah. Well, so it would have been Tuesday. Yeah, the 18th.
the 18th.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Yeah.
was running because I said 19.
Yeah,
You
it's
know what I
fine,
mean?
man.
Okay,
But basically, you're fresh.
I'm fresh,
You
man.
just got
I'm fresh,
deported
man.
2 days ago.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I
Okay.
mean?
And you have a plan. You would like to work in Quintana Roo
Yes, sir.
in some customer-facing position so you can make the most money, or what do I?
Absolutely, that is my idea right now. Go to work over there with the tourists. You know what I mean? For the little bit of English that I speak. You know what I mean? So the people need English over there. You know
Sure.
what I mean? So, and I want to work maybe in a restaurant, in a hotel, or any area, that they need a little bit of English.
Yeah. So, um, so I'll just jump in, and I'll try to keep my personal, jumping in to a minimum. My only intent when I jump in is to just kind of help people watching this to maybe understand a little bit even more about your story.
Okay.
So, first of all, I'm really sorry that you're dealing with a situation with your money. I, on a human level, it does not seem fair to me. I feel comfortable saying that. My intent here is to simply document and let you speak, but I do empathize with you. I think logically, it probably would make sense if someone's being deported for them to be given cash in their hand when they're being deported, or be given a debit card that is guaranteed to work in the country that they're being deported to,
And
especially if they earn that money
mhm.
while they were in the prison system. So I'm sorry that you're dealing with that. And if you want to jump in at any point, please feel free. But I'm wondering if you could tell me a little bit about your history in the United
I
States.
just want to say one more thing about this,
Go ahead,
okay?
please.
When I get released from Thompson, Illinois, federal prison, I asked the two officers from Homeland Security to let me go get my money cash because I wasn't there, and they told me no. And then they took me to Missouri to that county, and then was already ICE. They picked me out in there.
Help me understand. I'm sure people are going to comment and tell me I'm slow, but that's fine. So, so are you saying when you got picked up by Homeland Security after being released from federal prison,
Yes, sir.
with that first white card,
Yes,
you
sir.
said to them, "Can I please go to an ATM to get my cash?" Because
Yes.
you knew you were being deported
Yes.
and you knew it would be easier to just have cash on you.
Yes, sir.
And what did they say to you?
No.
Why? Did they give you a reason?
They told me that I can get it later, that I'm going to get to a place that I can get it.
They said you can get it
Uh huh.
later. And did you get it later?
No. And the same thing with the ICE police, with the ICE officer. I asked to let me get my money, but they directly told me, no, you're not able to get nothing. You got your cars, you're going to get deported to the country with those cars. Don't worry, that those cars is going to work over there. And they lied to me. Those cars don't work.
What what happened when you tried to use it? And where did you first try to use the card?
In Honduras,
Where? In a tienda? What?
an ATM, and the tiendas, and the bus station in San Pedro Sula. And then the first one, the ATM read it, pero they told me, oh, sorry, we cannot make your transaction or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the other one, they say, remove your card. They don't tell me nothing else. Just remove your card. That's it. The blue card they give me.
Yeah. And then what about like a regular transaction, like buying a soda at a store? Were you able to do that?
Nope. I already asked. I just asked right here, right now, and where we are right now in Santa Elena, Guatemala. Nope. The machines don't read none of my cards. Not even the store, not even the ATM, nothing.
How much money do you think that you have in your account there?
And one is $285.13.
Okay.
This is what I have. and the white card.
And that's all the money you have to your name,
Yes, sir.
and you can't even access that.
No. That was enough money. That was like a little bit like a 70,000 lempiras. Enough money to get to Playa del Carmen. Comfortable. Buying my bus ticket, sleeping in the motel, eating was enough money. So I was happy when I say, oh, I almost get $300 in my account. It's 285. I do my math in my mind and say, oh yeah, I can get there. You know what I'm saying? Why not? But they do this to me, and it's terrible what are the U.S. government doing to the people getting deported from them.
How are you surviving right now? Like, where are you sleeping? How do you get food?
Uh, I don't going to lie to you. Like I said, my wife is sending me a little bit here, there. Yesterday I got here. Yesterday
Your wife is a U.S. citizen?
she is American. She's from the Rio, Texas.
Okay.
So she's sending me a little bit. Yesterday I was in Morales, Guatemala, and she sent me $100.
Through what? How did she send? How did you?
Western Junior,
I see.
and some Guatemalan has to go get it for me because I don't have no identification right now. Mhm.
So that brings me back to an interesting um, issue that a gentleman that I met the other day is facing. He was deported to Guatemala after 28 years in USA, and when he arrived in Guatemala, he was released from custody in Guatemala within 3 hours of arriving with no ID. So he also has no ID. And I asked him, why, what he has to do, and he says, I have to pay for it, but I don't have the money to pay for it to be able to get ID. And so I'm wondering if you can share with me a little bit about what you know about how it works in Honduras, where you were deported to, in terms of getting ID. I imagine if you had Honduran ID, that would make your life a little easier right now, right? I don't know.
No,
Why?
because in Guatemala they don't care what kind of identification you have. If he is not a Guatemalan, they see who you are. But in the MoneyGram, Western Junior, they don't accept that identification. Has to be Guatemala identification to go get the money. So what I do when my wife send me a little bit money, I have to find somebody from here to go get that money from me, and I still have to pay the person here. Thank you very much for helping me to get my money. This is what I've been doing right now.
I see. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, thank you for sharing a little bit about your story. Where are you sleeping?
Uh,
Do you
uh,
have enough money to be able to afford a room?
uh,
It sounds like
uh,
now that you've gotten sent a little money.
yes, sir. I got a motel for tonight. The only thing I don't have right now is money for some food. I have to wait till tomorrow. Pero I got a place to stay. I do. They
How,
sure. Excuse me.
how much does it cost? How much does your room cost a night?
It's me and my friend that I met in the bus right here. We pay 120 quetzales for both. Yeah.
United States audience, that's roughly, um, you said 125?
No, 120.
120, yeah. So it's going to be roughly $15. Okay, and you guys have a room, a safe place.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. Well, um, I'm sorry for the trouble, the trials that you're going through right now. Do you have any potential avenues of resolution for your money with the card? I think you mentioned your wife in the U.S. is called customer service.
Yes, she already called customer service yesterday, but was like 4 hours dealing with them. Finally, was a resolution, cancel my car, but my wife has to put me in a phone call three-way, and they ask me a couple questions, and then they see this my car, that is my money. And finally, they told my wife, okay, you Isabel Peralta, he's Ruben Peralta, okay, we see that, All right. Okay, what are we going to do? We're going to cancel you that car, and we're going to send you another one. But it's going to be in the mail, like I said. So I have to wait like a week from now to get that money. But for now, yes, my wife, she's going to send me a little bit of money tomorrow again. You know what I mean? So that way I can continue in my travel. And I hope I make it. But I don't see why not. I believe in Jehovah's and Jesus Christ. And God is big. God's time is perfect. So, and absolutely I'm going to make it because I believe in Jehovah's and Jesus Christ.
I think that's good. I really appreciate you telling me your story, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish you the best.
You already know, man.
Okay, so what's the best way to get in contact with you?
My wife.
Okay, what's her phone number?
My phone number, her phone number.
And where does she live?
In Las Cruces, New Mexico.
In Las Cruces, New Mexico. So if I were to make contact with her, then at some point you and I could get, if I needed to get in contact with
Call
you.
her right now, please.
Sure. All right, guys, we're back here. We now have this gentleman's wife on the phone. She is an American in the U.S., and we're going to hear a little bit about what her experience has been like trying to problem solve this situation. So, ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Yep. Okay, cool. So, yeah, if you could just share a little bit about what your experience has been like trying to resolve the issues with the card, I'd appreciate it.
Well, it's been a little bit kind of difficult since he's down there and I'm up here. I know that he has to, ask for help as far as, using somebody else's phone since he's not able to cash this card that he was giving when he got discharged from the facility that he was, let go from, I believe, Missouri. I did call the number that the card has on the back.
Sure.
And as far as my understanding from them was that starting, I believe, this year, that the only solution for them is that they have to travel. It doesn't matter where they're from. They have to travel to Mexico City to be able to get a hold of their money from the card that they are given.
So even though he was deported to Honduras, he can only access his money that he earned during his time in federal custody in Mexico City?
Exactly. That's my understanding. Because they told me that only Mexico City is the only place that he can get his money. And I'm assuming that basically what they were telling me is that he needs to travel from Honduras to Mexico City to be able to get his money.
I'm speechless.
So I had to call a couple of times, and then I had to call my husband back so he would be able to give authorization that they can send me a new card to me to be able to cash it here in the U.S. And then I can, get his money. But not everybody's married to somebody in the U.S., so how would the other people do? My husband is very unfortunate that, he has me here, so he's lucky. But what about the other ones that got deported with him? If they don't have any family members over here, or they can't speak our language, then how would they be able to get their money for them to be able to spend what they earned?
I imagine it might be next to impossible.
Exactly. So I'm just waiting for the card, and she said it would take from 10 to 15 days for me to receive it. And then I had to put my husband on speakerphone with another phone so he would be able to verify that it was him and that he was my husband.
very fortunate to have you. Thank you for sharing the details from your side of things. I'm very surprised that somebody would be put on a plane with effectively no access to their money that the U.S. government took custody of. I'm just surprised.
I just don't get it. Why, if they know that there's a certain day that they're going to be deported, why don't they get their money a day before they get deported and say, here, this is your money, you have this card, sign this paper, you receive it, and
yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people might wonder if cash is the best solution. You know,
that's what I'm saying.
Just give them their money in cash.
Why can't they cash it for them and say, okay, you just got to sign me this receipt that you are receiving so much from this card, and
Right.
that this is your money, so they can cover their bills.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense.
I don't know why. I just don't get it. Don't get it. And then, of course, our president is not going to help us at all either. Knowing it's Trump, forget it.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing the details, and I wish you guys the best of luck.
Thank you.